It was 3 a.m. on the morning of October 18th, 2024. And my dog wanted to go outside, and I wasn't very excited about that. I thought maybe she had to go to the bathroom, but she was acting like there was something else going on. She was snooping around and hair was on end. I had a really strange feeling also because it was so incredibly quiet, like you could hear a pin drop. And then all of a sudden there was this loud crash. It sounded like a giant tree had just fallen down, like not that far away. And I started looking around to see if I could see where that had happened, and it sounded like it was below my cabin down by my garden. I walked over towards my garden and looked down the hill, and I had a headlamp on, and as soon as the light shined down there, there was another big crash, and I heard heavy footsteps running up my driveway, and it was definitely bipedal, and I knew exactly what it was. And it was very scary. I looked around to find my dog. Come here, bud. This way. Nevada, where are you? Let's go. Let's go back in the house, right? Go. My heart was racing. It was such a scary night. I didn't know what to think. I knew what it was, but I think it was scary and fascinating and so interesting at the same time. But I definitely had all the lights on in the house for a while and just needed to calm down and wonder what that was all about. So it was about 7 in the morning the next day, and I just had a really strong feeling that Sasquatch was still around, and I wanted to hold on to my dog when I let her out in the morning, and she doesn't usually do this, but she just took off so fast I couldn't even grab her, and she just went like a bolt of lightning straight out into the forest, into the area that I've always called Sasquatch Forest, and she ran off to the left, and I couldn't see her anymore. And then I did see something, and I couldn't believe my eyes because I saw about a 7.5-foot Sasquatch on a dead run, running to the right and not making a sound. And the forest is really thick there, so you would have heard branches cracking and twigs crunching, and there was nothing. There was no sound at all, and it was like the Sasquatch was floating through the forest. And then I heard my dog bark a couple times, and she was hot on the heels of the Sasquatch. But then she went quiet, and she was like just running with it and ran down through the forest and behind one of my little cabins that I rent out occasionally, and then all the way down to the creek. And they both disappeared. And I was calling her, and she was ignoring me. And about, I don't know, maybe just a few minutes later, she came running up the hill, like with a smile on her face, like she'd just seen her friend again or something. It was really interesting. And I was again shaking and like heart beating and my heart racing, and I just couldn't believe what I just saw and what had just happened again. The area that we're looking at right now in the video is where the Sasquatch was running. It was about, I would say about 75 feet from me, but it was still, it was early, so I couldn't get a lot of detail, like facial detail, but I could certainly see it. And I can still see it in my mind. I can still see Nevada running after it. I can't believe that happened. It was amazing to me. But even so, I live here alone, and I never feel afraid. So that's a good thing. I feel more protected. I'm not really worried about the Sasquatch. I worry more about people than I do the Sasquatch. But anyways, after this, I decided it was, I needed to go down and find out where that tree came down. I thought, well, I'm gonna have to get my chainsaw out, and I'm gonna have to, get it cut up so I can get out of my driveway. So we walked down to the garden, and we started looking around down there. I couldn't believe what I found. My whole arbor and my garden was knocked down, and I could see where it had tried to get out. This wire that it broke, which was around around this back side of my garden, in this back corner, must have been where it first tried to get out, because it had broke the wire. And this wire is so strong that whenever I've had to cut it, I have to use bolt cutters. And it totally just it was so strong that it broke that wire. I couldn't believe it. Those beings are so strong. You can see it in this video right here. You can also see that's really bent out. You can see how it's pushed so hard against that it bent the wire clear out. I tried to fix my fence. I had to have a friend come over and help. It's just kind of propped up for now. But one thing I did notice is it ate every last thing that was left in my garden, which was quite a bit. There was a lot of kale and beets, and it was all gone. There was also some tracks in the driveway, which is hard packed in gravel, so you could see a little bit of something big had made some dents in in the driveway, but I just couldn't get a good photo of it. I didn't mind that Sasquatch helped himself to my garden, but I didn't like that he broke down my arbor and my fencing. But I guess I also learned you don't want to sneak up on a Sasquatch. So anyway, these last photos are what it looked like around here at that time, as they were taken just a few days before this happened. I am looking forward to my next experience with the Sasquatch. These experiences haven't made me afraid, but they've certainly made me curious. I hope that we don't hunt these beings and that we live and let them live.